Taimi? Taimi, are you here? Taimi?
They're here. I'm okay. Scruffy protected me. Are you all okay?
Oh, whew. Yeah, we're okay too.
Everything started to shake. I barely had time to get into Scruffy.
Is she okay, Bram?
Yeah, she's okay. She hid in her golem.
I didn't hide. I was collecting important data.
Uh-huh.
Hi guys.
Did I hear you say Taimi's okay?
I'm fine. Collie.
What's
Hello
happening?
everybody and welcome back to another part of our Guild Wars 2 playthrough. This is the second part of the Living World Season 2 story.
Mortimermoth?
Raises the stakes to a whole new level of awful, doesn't it?
Gods, we need a plan. What are we
So
gonna
we're
do?
picking up right where we left off, investigating Scarlet's little hovel hole in Dry Top. It's better than the first section overall. Not necessarily I don't really know what I want to say here. It's an interesting thing to have to sit and read the dialogue boxes and make sure you've got all the information you need and then click through with your one and only option. But this storyline is getting a little bit more interesting. You know, learning the history and stuff is always interesting when you get more of that character development going on. And I like this section too because you don't
So, were you able to figure out what Scarlet was doing here?
to
Studying ley lines. But I don't.
only use
Hold up!
Casimir and
hi.
Marjorie. Like,
What's
in
happening?
the last one it was just Casimir and
Hey,
Marjorie
come look at this.
or
There's a passage behind this bookshelf.
everybody.
What? Get out of my
He
way.
wasn't really
Let me see.
Settle down. Let the boss go first.
All right, but
there wasn't really a whole lot of opportunity to really get to know the other characters, which honestly I think I prefer Taimi, Bram, and Rox more to Casimir and Marjorie, like ability wise, companion wise, and just interesting interest level wise. I don't know, like, something about Marjorie and Casimir, I'm not, I really wanted to like them, like, especially Marjorie. I was like, okay, she's obviously badass chick, right? Casimir, pretty little Mesmer support, that's fine, but I just, not impressed with them. Like this storyline is you going through, and you know, you get to fight with just Bram and Rox, you get to fight with just Casimir and Marjorie, and like, I definitely preferred the Bram and Rox battle to the Marjorie battle. But this one was a lot more traveling, and traveling in the level 80 quests means having to participate in events and having to unlock different areas via those quests, so there's a little bit more jumping around than there usually is. It doesn't flow quite as nice as I usually try and do it. I usually try to at least like show how I get there quickly, but so this was pretty straightforward, and it was just like markers that you followed along, but there were several spots throughout this journey where it was, okay, participate in this event, defeat this boss, defeat this boss. And the Morden creatures in general are a bit obnoxious for whatever reason. I have to beat up. I'm not sure why they're so obnoxious to have to try and beat up, but they are. So, there's that. But overall, this portion of the story wasn't too bad. It was pretty straightforward, pretty easygoing. There wasn't even really that challenging of a part to it. The boss you have to fight with Marjorie and Casimir was probably the hardest part of the whole battle, and it was really only challenging in that you had to make sure Marjorie's minions made it to where they were supposed to. So, but you didn't have to do the shards anymore. That seemed to be just a first part of the season 2, and then you were done with them, apparently. So, yeah, and you'll see here, like, the boss spawned in, and so I just I cut that whole fight out because I had to wait for a couple other people to come and help with that. But the boss is only up, like, at certain points, so if he wasn't up, then you could just skedaddle on through. So...
This place is amazing.
And brimming with battle.
But this part was
The
interesting,
Inquest are here.
We know how to
where
deal
you got
with
to
it.
clear through
Let's clear this place out.
Wait, Rox,
this
this is
area.
smart. Scarlet will have left security devices in
Let's
place.
see
They're currently
what was going
offline,
on.
but if I can reactivate them, we can use them to our advantage.
Aw, can't we just get rid of them the good old-fashioned way?
You could, but they'd be back before you know it. Scarlet's security can protect this area from future attacks. Clear the way to the first
I'll
console
start
for me.
recording this. Actually, I don't know. Like, just looking back on this whole video, it's kind of like, huh. Like, the first part, they had a lot more of, like, the goofy mechanics and stuff. So it was a little bit more frustrating. This one was a lot more, like, your abilities and stuff and, like, going through it. And it was a bit more of, like, navigating the world and getting through the world. At least for a little chunk of it. And there was a couple of parts where I was like, launch the arrows out of the arrow cart, but it was nothing super annoying or frustrating. Like, you didn't even have to aim the thing, you just had to launch the different types of arrows. And it's like during this quest, like, you had to launch the stuff at the Inquest people and you had to do this, but that wasn't necessarily anything challenging. It was just literally smack them up. So I would definitely say, like, this part is good to get, like, the background and progress the story, but it's not I don't know, the whole mechanic of how season 2 works with going through speaking of everybody, listening to this person and then listening to this person and then talking to that person and then talking to this person and waiting for the characters to get to their marker so they can start the conversation. It's kind of repetitive, and I don't know, maybe there was a way to skip over it. And then it's also at the same time where I don't really want to skip it, but I'm also not paying attention as well as I could too. Like, I know I'm not. Like, I know it's very obvious how sometimes you can see I am
Hold on. Activating the defenses.
You're absolutely
bopping
sure
through
this
text
won't
bubbles
kill
really
us.
fast, and there's other times
Absolutely.
where I'm like
I give
obviously
it a
reading the text
solid
bubbles
53%
and making sure I
chance.
have all
I
the
beg your
information.
pardon.
So
Maybe you shouldn't.
it's just it's
Beautiful.
I'm
Man,
not
we're still
consistent with
alive.
it. I feel like
That's a plus.
they're
Of
not
course we're
consistent with it.
alive. I was joking
Because
about
sometimes
53%.
it is all text
It
bubbles,
was
and
more like
sometimes, like right now,
78.
it's all
Wonderful.
conversation that you have to listen to, and you can kind of tell, like, oh, what's over here, what's over there, that's really pretty, like, I kind of want to see what's over there.
Well,
So,
everything points to it being a ley line hub, and
It's-
before you ask, it's where multiple ley lines intersect.
Interesting.
Scarlet thought it
It's
important enough
interesting.
to set up a lab here.
like,
Black
I'm
Dragon's corruption has found its way
happier with this
It's troubling, but it makes
section
sense
than I
given
was
how
with the
dragons
first section,
consume
just
magic.
because,
They're undoubtedly attracted
I don't
to
know,
ley
those
lines,
shards
like
just
spiders are attracted to flies caught in their webs.
That doesn't bode
stick out in
well.
my head, and sometimes all it takes is that one little thing to stick out in your head
I'm working on a solution. I've tapped
to just sour you on something. And this one didn't really have that, and I really did like how, I'm gonna call it a chapter, how this chapter of season 2 ended, because it was like, oh, things are getting interesting, like I have to continue it. So it did a much better job of actually like grabbing you and being like, okay, now we gotta do something, now we have to
I
continue
want to see
on.
what this is all about.
But again, this is all just listening to them talk. It's not
You two head out to Fort Salmon and say hello to your sister for us.
That's a great idea.
interactive,
I'd
like
like
it's
to spend
not
more time with them.
pulling your attention. So like,
I don't care if you beg.
if I want to read it, I have to read the little text box. I have to read what they're saying about their heads. It's like here, it's like I didn't shimmy around. So, so now we jump to Fort Concordia. So you get to fight with Bram and Rox at this part, which I actually really liked this part of the mission. I liked getting to actually fight with Bram and Rox and see a little bit more of what they were able to do, because in the first chapter of season 2, you really didn't see what they were capable of. Like, you knew Rox was an archer,
Come on, let's get this over
as it, she's an archer with the little spider person. So you never really got to see what they did, and like, I don't know, it just, I kind of noticed pretty quickly on, like, oh, like, these two are a lot more helpful. These two are a lot more helpful than Marjorie and Casimir. Like, I much preferred fighting with those two, and like, I still like came close to death. Like, I'm still not great at this. I'm still terrible at fighting, but like, it felt different too. Like, I'm not even 100% sure how to describe the difference in it, but I was just much happier playing alongside those characters than the other characters. Which, I mean, everybody has a different preference, and that sound is not good. See, that's the hard part, is when I'm actually playing the game, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds normal. And it's not until I am playing it back that I know the sound is messed up. So,
What's your plan?
that's great.
Taking this caravan along with everyone from Port Horty into an assault lab northeast of here. They saved.
We can go along and provide additional security.
I want to find this Priory Scholar and see where these vines came from.
So,
Why don't we
it's
split up?
just figuring out the next step, which,
Let's discuss it more.
see by here, like, you heard them talk, and then now you have to, this one's a little bit more straightforward. It's talking them to make a choice. So this, I think, is the first time you really get to make a choice. I don't know what the consequences would have been, obviously, if I had made the other choice. I don't know if that would have meant... Like, I don't know, because they couldn't have killed either one of those characters yet. Like, they couldn't have really seriously taken any of those characters out, necessarily. Like, they could have, but it changes a lot of the future story to do that. So, I don't know. I don't really see how choosing it obviously, when you're in the moment of choosing, when you're in the moment of choosing the choice, like, you don't know what the potential consequences are, but now that I've played through this whole storyline and knowing, like chapter 3 of season 2 as well, like, it's obvious, like, when you look at it, like, oh, they really couldn't have had severe consequences for choosing it. Like, they could have, but I just don't know
Okay, time to report to Tactician Art.
if they would have. Realistically, I don't know if they would have. So I don't know. But I do like fighting with rocks in general. Like, I feel like this chapter and the next chapter too, like, you get to fight with her in general a lot more, which is nice. I have a soft spot for archers. I do. Every game I play, I'm usually an archer type character, whether that be ranger, druid, whatever. I mean, I guess technically druids aren't
We got as many here as we could,
necessarily
though.
always
I'm not confident we're safe yet.
ranged,
All
but
through the hills. This is a bad situation.
We should probably get over to Fort Salmon. We're meeting friends there. Do you have this under control?
so.
We're good. Thanks for your help. Safe journey.
But then it's like, you have this conversation and you're listening to it. Like, it's hard to tell, like, am I actually part of the conversation, or am I just eavesdropping on the conversation and now I have to awkwardly talk about it with you. But weirdly enough, this was the only, like, significant traveling I had to do throughout it. And I checked my map a few times in here because it was just goofy placement of it, and totally probably could have ended up going a different way. But ultimately, I explored a couple different areas I hadn't explored yet, so that worked. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of areas I had never really been, and I was just trying to figure out where it was taking me because I didn't register where Fort Selma was. Like, in my head, I did not like, oh yeah, I'm going there. So I just went on this totally random follow through the waypoints, and I got there and I was just like, I'm an idiot. Like, obviously I've been there. I've obviously been to Keswick Hills before, like, duh. But I hadn't really ever passed through this area on this character, which, that, sorry, I thought I heard something, which is really weird. So I just didn't place where I was in the world, and I should have. And I was gonna say, that can be one of the interesting things about this game, the different characters and starting like the different spots and stuff. Different characters have different things explored. Like, so sometimes what you've been to in one area with one character, you haven't been to with another character. So it can be a little disorienting sometimes. So
Hey, glad to have a helping hand. Part of my squad is pinned down at the bottom of the hill. If you can go get them, I'll open the gate and let you all in at once. We can give you cover from
so
the
yeah,
wall.
this is where we're meeting up
They won't hold
with
out much longer.
Casimir and Marjorie. So it's definitely an interesting I feel like you feel like I'm being such a space cadet recording this. I feel like I've been a super space cadet recording this. I apologize. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if it was necessary to resurrect all the characters that I resurrect. Like, they're not necessarily named characters, but I don't know. Sometimes it's like, oh, that extra person helping will be better. Casimir. Have
Hey,
I been
my
calling
sister
her
and Casimir
Casimir?
are holding the courtyard. Get in here if you want to.
Jory, backup's here.
And not a moment too soon. Belinda and the Seraph are holding the walls for now. There seems to be no end to these attacks.
We should take the stragglers that make it past the Seraph. Creatures keep coming, both over and under the walls.
Good thinking. I'm determined to hold out until they stop.
Me too. A Seraph told me they've got great obelisk shards here, from the Tower of Nightmares. They're too valuable to let fall into the wrong hands.
Get ready, everyone. Here comes another wave.
Sis, the eastern gate is getting
So-
hit hard. Can you get over there and reinforce it?
Yeah.
You betcha. We can use the north.
I think that's one of the things is with Marjorie and Casimir, it always seems like a lot of talking. Like, Rox can talk a bit, but it's not as long-winded. Marjorie seems like she'll talk your ear off if you let her. I don't know. I don't even think it's really Casimir. Like, Casimir is just annoying because, like, she can shield you. Like, she can shield you. That seems to be about as useful as she is.
I'm guessing if we take out King Monstrosity, the grunts will give up. Okay. if that's how
It's
you
just
want to play
Marjorie's
it.
told to meet her. I can't. I've been trying to figure out why I don't like her character. And like, I sincerely don't know why I don't like her character. I can't do it. I can't. I don't like her character.
Listen, that thing is shielded. We're going to have to
and so with
our efforts to bring it
this
down.
battle,
Contact.
you have to
power is
coordinate your efforts to make it count. And you have to protect her little minion guys, right? To explode at the shield, which is fine. That's fine. But there is so much other stuff going on. Like, now avoid this, now avoid that, and it's just like, oh, he hit it, like, oh, okay. And it just, and that's the thing too, like, as soon as you're down, Rox always comes over to help you. Like, if you fall, like, Rox is right there to bring you back up. And previously, like, Casimir had been pretty good about it, but, like, something about this battle, she was just like, my powers, like, she's always... See, this is sad because, like, her sister was probably more useful fighter than Marjorie was, but...
We're here, Jory.
I know.
Tell us what you need.
I'm okay. I just needed a minute. I'm sorry.
I understand. Completely.
I can't lose control here. If you're too sweet to me, I'll fall apart.
Okay. Okay, we have a lot of work to do.
Right. I have to get her ready. Take her home. I have to tell Mama.
We'll do it all together.
I don't know if that's the best way. I think we need to talk. Cass, honey, I want you to go with them.
What? No, I can't. My place is with you. What if you need me?
I'll be okay. Our friends need you more. You have to keep them safe. I'll be with family. I'll catch up when I can.
No, Jory. It doesn't feel right. This terrible... Your sister... I should be with you.
I love you for that. But no. You should be with them. We're talking about a dragon. The dragon that killed Belinda.
I don't like it.
I hear what you're saying, love. This is how it has to be. We have greater responsibilities. What do you think?
I'll go, but not tonight. Tonight I'm staying with you. I'll leave tomorrow when you do.
This is the best way. You'll see.
I hope you're right.
That whole exchange is just... Yeah, I mean, it sucks. You lost your sister, but yeah, she's right. We are taking on a dragon. It's just... It's hard when you don't... Like, it sucks that she lost her sister, but...
There you are. We were starting to worry. Where's Marjorie? You two are normally attached at the hip.
Shut up, Bram. Casimir, is Marjorie all right? Did something happen?
Her sister, Belinda, was killed. at Fort Selma. Marjorie went home to be with her family, and to mourn.
Oh no, that's terrible. But wait, why are you here? Shouldn't you be with her?
I wanted to go with her, but she asked me to see this mission through.
So this
She's
is
safe, at
actually
least, with family.
the last
How's
part
she
of
holding
this
Oh, you know, she
chapter.
puts on a strong face, but I see
Only a
right
couple
through
more
it.
minutes.
I can see that
But,
she's hurting, and that she blames herself. She promised she'd join us as soon as she can.
Poor Marjorie.
I'm so sorry, Casimir.
Sorry, my friend.
Oh,
Let me
tiny.
catch you up on what I've learned so far.
Yeah. So it's the whole situation is yeah. And like how obviously for character development and story arcs, like how is there one person hanging from a tentacle and it just happens to be her sister? No, I get it. I'm just being nitpicky. No, and I had to read through all of the text box again, and like it's hard because this when you take something interesting and you make it into a text box and you're
Just
missing
getting to
an
that.
opportunity to tell
I can
a
build a
story.
device that will make the waypoints more efficient. They'll be
Like-
less attractive to Mordremoth.
All of that information,
you
all
need
of
us
that
to do?
speech,
At the
like,
moment,
you
nothing.
can
I have the
tell
matter
a
well in
story,
hand,
like,
but there is something
you miss
else.
a lot
Something
when you
so
don't
amazing.
have,
Wanna see?
like,
Follow
especially
me.
Tiny, like, she's so excited about all of this, and then to just read through her text boxes
Hey, look,
instead
look.
of
Can you believe your eyes?
experiencing her enthusiasm.
What is it?
It's OMAD's
and
machine, you
emotions.
simpleton.
Hey, respect.
And
Sorry, but it's the very device that showed Scarlet the eternal alchemy. It still works.
Can I smash it?
And like
That thing's gotta be
this
dangerous.
interaction is
Absolutely
really
not.
nice.
Think about what we can learn. Besides,
And you would
my
still
mind is
get
far
this
more resilient than
interaction
Scarlet's was.
in a cutscene too.
I don't think
but
you
the
should mess
text
with it.
boxes, you just don't
I'm inclined
get
to agree with Bram. What do you think?
that interaction with the text boxes. And it's like now you okay got the Casimir, which and then it's clicking through the text boxes again and reading it. Like there's no just read through the text boxes. Like there's no interest. It's just read. And like
Oh no! We have to.
Don't touch anything. We don't know what.
why couldn't
Tiny!
they have put the text boxes
Can't get close. That thing is shooting off too much
in
lightning.
Shield you. Get her out of there.
Like
Let's rumble!
like our characters used to have a voice and like our characters used to interact, and now it's just it feels a lot more like they're talking at us. You don't get to see your character interact as much with the other characters. So like it and like this whole thing is super cool, and you get to see a character in it again, and I like having your character immersed into the world and into the story. I just
Hey, you
and it's like I've got this own thing going on, so it's like and it's like I know with the cutscenes I knew if it was important information I could pause it as listen to music or something or whatever, but it's like now, oh well if you're in an instance, can't really play music and like, it's just I know, hand motions, how I describe things, very descriptive. So, and it's just this constant, like, that's not how conversations work. Like, realistically, like, wouldn't we have, like, a group conversation instead of you and me talking, and then me and you talking, and then me and you talking while we're all standing semicircle? Like, that just seems silly how some of this goes. And I did get a little bit of choice again, so I don't. Again, with how this whole season really plays out, kind of hard to see the like what any sort of choice would be to. Like, and I'm sure it's the same in the main game, but it felt like there were a lot more choices, so there should have been greater consequences to all of those choices. So, I don't know.
Just one more confirmation of how great I am.
But that's it for the second part of this season. So I have the third part in the works, so hopefully that should be out a little bit after this one, and I still have blue paint on my arm. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, please comment if you have any suggestions. Like if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, you can let me know. You can let me know how I can improve it. So thank you and have a wonderful day.